Hello everyone, welcome to WashingtonAnts.com's first tutorial. We're going to be showing you how to put together an ant test tube setup. This simulates a queen's claustral chamber. So when the queen mates and breaks off her wings, she will tunnel into the ground and seal herself in, depending on the species. And this simulates that environment. Alright, so first you're going to need a couple things. Test tubes are important. I've got a link for those if you like. Mine are plastic just because they're cheap and I go through a lot of them. I've already gone through over 70 this season. You may not need that many, but they come in packs of 25, the ones that I use. Anyway, make sure you get the ones that I actually link, otherwise they won't be clear. Anyway, wandering around the woods, would rather have a plastic one and not a glass one, as I don't want to get stabbed in my pocket if it breaks. Alright, so you're going to need some nice clean water, and you're going to put the water in and fill it up about there. Now I actually use a non-toxic disinfectant, and doesn't affect the ants at all. I've been using it a lot this season, and have had no side effects. I like to put 2 whole droppers into the test tube. This keeps that mold from forming on the cotton ball. So I have little tiny cotton balls, so I use 2 at a time. Put them on top, and I use a screwdriver, but you can use a pencil if you've got one of those instead. And put it right there, and you push it in, just like that. And keep your edges nice and clean. Alright, and then you press it in to the water, and go to about the halfway point. That's what I usually do. And then you dump out the excess water, and the water is trapped in the far side, and shake out the water real good, and that way it's dry on the other side. And then you can put a cotton ball on the outside, and there you go. Your ant will be nice and cozy for quite a few months. Up to 6 months is what I've done in here with these, before you need to change it or it runs out of water. Depending on your climate, it can be less than that, but or how hot you have it, because this water will evaporate based on how warm it is in your room. Now, in certain instances, you may want to actually let your queen out of the end in a semi-claustral setup, or maybe you just want this tube laying inside of an outworld setup, and so you want them to be able to get out and go forage for food. So I like to use a straw, because if you just leave the end open, that doesn't really allow there to form its own little climate in here, and so you can reduce the amount of airflow, which makes them more comfortable, by putting a straw in like that, and you cut the end off, and look at that, you've got a little door. So just like that, makes it really nice and clean. The workers and the queen can do whatever they need to do. You can get smaller straws for smaller ants. If you don't want your queen to leave, you could make one that's big enough for the workers to get out, but not the queen. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, as the workers might accidentally tear the queen apart trying to get her out the hole. That's I've had a friend who had something similar happen. Anyway, but this setup has lasted me for a year for Camponotus modoc, and anyway, works well. If you need test tubes or would like the disinfectant that I came up with, those are available in the description below. Anyway, if you are looking forward to more videos, subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, input, think I'm doing it wrong, let me know. I'm open to critique and would love to hear from you.